So a question you might be having very soon because the new Apple Watches just came out is whether you should go through and finance an Apple Watch or if you should go through and basically buy an Apple Watch. Now these are very, very interesting types of devices because they're very good. They have a bunch of capability and I love them a lot. But here's the thing with these types of watches, right? If you're going to go through and basically get an Apple Watch, there's two different options, financing and buying these, Apple Watches. If you have the option, I think buying a used Apple Watch is probably the best idea just because they're just a little bit, of a better deal. Buying last generations for a little bit cheaper might make a little bit more sense. But if you're going to go through and pick up one of these types of watches, the thing is that a financing an Apple Watch might make a little bit more sense from a convenience standpoint. So the thing here is that if you're going to go through and finance an Apple Watch, you're basically paying for the total cost of that Apple Watch over a span of 12 months. So for iPhones, it's 2 years. For Apple Watches, it's 1 year. So you're basically paying $33.25 per month for 12 months, basically for $400 in total. So there's 0% interest, but for a year, you're basically paying that. Now, I think that's honestly not a terrible deal. And it's a little bit different than financing an iPhone. It's because the term of time that you're basically paying for that Apple Watch. So the way this works is that essentially, as some of you may know, $1 today is worth more than $1 tomorrow. So that's kind of one way to kind of think about it. Because of inflation, your iPhone, your dollars that you're spending today are worth, more than the dollars tomorrow. So if you're going to go through and finance an Apple Watch, it might make more sense to actually finance it over time because you're paying $33 a month. It might be cheaper to pay for it over a span of, several months rather than one-time payment. Now, another way to think about this too is that because Apple is still going to be selling the Apple Watch Series 10 for at least 12 months from now, you might as well go through and just finance it. Because if you can afford $33.25 a month, it's going to be the same price 12 months from now. The only reason I would not recommend financing an Apple Watch is two things. One, if the term of that Apple Watch Series 10, if you're not going to use it for less than a year, you might as well, if you're going to use it for less than a year, you might as well buy it and resell it, or you might as well just buy it in the used market 6 months from now. Or if you're watching this video and the Apple Watch Series 10 has been out for 10 months or 6 months, or if the current generation Apple Watch has been out for 6 months or 10 months, you might as well just wait it out until the next Apple Watch come out, or buy the Apple Watch right now, or buy a used version of that Apple Watch. The reason for that is because you're going to be paying $33.25 per month, which is a cost of a brand new Apple Watch for 12 months, even when that Apple Watch Series 10, gets out of date, or the new Apple Watch as of this point gets outdated, because for that duration of 12 months, you're going to be paying the same price that a new person is going to be paying for a better watch for the remainder of that term. So it doesn't really make too much sense to do that. Unless the Apple Watch prices change, it doesn't make much sense to do that. I think right now is prime time if you're going to go through and use one of these watches and buy them. That might make a little bit more sense. But buying an Apple Watch is way easier because you can just go through, buy this Apple Watch for $400 and just kind of have a really good watch as soon as you want to, you go through and buy it. The thing with these Apple Watches though, is that like I said, they're fairly expensive in the brand new market. Buying a used Apple Watch I think makes so much more sense, it's not even funny. Or buying a certified refurbished Apple Watch makes a lot more sense in my opinion. It doesn't really make too much sense to finance an Apple Watch if the term is already less than 12 months. Or if it's if your Apple Watch is about to get outdated, it doesn't make any sense to, finance it. But if you can afford the $33 per month, it's better to just, pay that over time and then keep that Apple Watch and use it as a trade-in in the future rather than going through and just not even owning an Apple Watch, in my personal opinion. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there for the most part. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.